The chilling silence surrounding a lead poisoning epidemic in South Australia is raising serious questions about regulatory oversight and corporate accountability. While graphic images of dead and suffering wildlife flooded social media, depicting a horrifying scene of acute lead toxicosis, the South Australian Environment Protection Authority, EPA, inexplicably chose inaction. Despite a formal referral from the Department of Primary Industries and Regions, PIRSA, the EPA opted against launching a full-scale investigation into the source of this devastating environmental catastrophe. This shocking revelation comes to light through Freedom of Information, FOI documents, revealing a disturbing narrative of bureaucratic inertia and a potential prioritization of corporate interests over public safety and environmental protection. The internal inquiries, spurred by the undeniable evidence of widespread animal deaths, culminated in a recommendation that effectively stifled any further EPA investigation. The final report, according to the FOI documents, concluded that no further investigation should be undertaken by EPA staff in relation to this matter, other than discussions as needed between Neostar staff and the principal advisor, Port Pirie and Neostar, and the senior environmental advisor, Port Pirie and Neostar. This astonishing decision leaves the public questioning the EPA's commitment to its mandate. The agency's primary responsibility is to ensure environmental protection and hold polluters accountable, yet it appears to have abdicated its duty in this critical instance. The EPA's justification, as stated by a spokesperson, focuses narrowly on Neostar's compliance with its existing license under the Environment Protection Act. This statement, however, fails to address the core issue: the undeniable evidence of widespread lead poisoning and the blatant lack of a proactive investigation into its origin. The EPA's claim of ongoing license compliance monitoring rings hollow in the face of the overwhelming visual and scientific evidence of a catastrophic lead contamination event. The images circulating on social media are not merely graphic, they are irrefutable proof of a severe environmental disaster. Pictures of lifeless birds, struggling animals, and a landscape poisoned by a heavy metal are a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of regulatory inaction. These are not abstract environmental concerns. They represent the tangible suffering of wildlife and the potential long-term impacts on human health and the environment. The narrow focus on license compliance, as opposed to a thorough investigation into the source of the contamination, raises significant concerns about regulatory capture. Does the EPA's prioritization of maintaining a working relationship with Neostar outweigh its responsibility to protect the environment and public health? The lack of a robust investigation allows for a dangerous precedent. Corporations might operate with impunity, prioritizing profit over environmental responsibility, knowing that regulatory bodies might prioritize maintaining a cordial relationship rather than enforcing environmental regulations. This incident underscores a critical need for greater transparency and accountability within environmental regulatory bodies. The public deserves answers, not justifications. A thorough, independent investigation is crucial to determine the source of the lead contamination, hold those responsible accountable, and prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. The silence surrounding this environmental catastrophe is deafening, and the lack of decisive action sends a chilling message that corporate interests may be prioritized over the well-being of the environment and the lives of its inhabitants. The unanswered questions surrounding this incident demand immediate attention and a comprehensive, independent inquiry to ensure that the EPA fulfills its mandate to protect the environment of South Australia. This case serves as a stark reminder that the absence of a formal investigation is not the absence of a problem. Rather, it's a profound failure of regulatory oversight with potentially catastrophic consequences. The lack of accountability is as concerning as the lead poisoning itself, leaving a lingering sense of unease and distrust in the very institutions designed to protect the environment and the public.